such a good night. This cannot be happening right now. No. She can't be. She cannot be dead. She is a good person. We should have never been doing that. This gotta be a nightmare. Paulina's gotta be. God, please send her back to me. I love you. I'm so sorry, dude. I know better. I should have not allowed this to happen. I don't know how this happened. I just want to see you. No, we were having such a good night.
When a police officer makes a mistake, the world expects accountability. But when that mistake costs a life, especially someone they love, everything changes. Today we go to Marion County, Florida, where a decorated deputy, once hailed as a hero, found himself on the other side of the law. Accused of killing his girlfriend in what he called a tragic accident. This is the case of a man who promised to protect, but ended up destroying the person who trusted him most. Leslie Boileau wasn't a criminal. He was the law, a deputy with awards on his wall and a spotless record. Until one night, a single gunshot ended the life of his girlfriend, Paulina Wright, and shattered his own forever. It started as an ordinary Thursday night. Deputy Leslie Dale Boileau, 32 years old, 8 years with the Marion County Sheriff's Office, was off duty. Relaxing at home with his girlfriend, 25-year-old Paulina Wright. They'd just come back from her. Mexican food at Los Magos, margaritas, laughter. Nothing out of the ordinary. But within an hour, Paulina would be dead, and Boileau would be the one calling 911. At 9:38 p.m., the call came through. I accidentally shot my girlfriend. Please hurry. When deputies arrived, they found Paulina slumped in a chair, a single gunshot wound to the head. Next to her, a 9mm handgun, a half-empty margarita glass, and a disassembled rifle on the kitchen table. One shot, one instant. And the man responsible was someone they all knew. Paulina Annette Wright was born on New Year's Eve, 1998, in Floral City, Florida. Ambitious, friendly, full of life. After graduating from Citrus High, she earned an associate's degree in accounting and worked as a bookkeeper. Her next goal, radiology technologist. She'd already enrolled in the program. She was building her future step by step. Friends described her as loyal and grounded. The friend who remembered birthdays. The daughter who called home every Sunday. At just 25, her life was opening up. Leslie Dale Boileau seemed solid, too. 32 years old, 8 years on the force. Back in 2017, he'd been awarded a Medal of Commendation for saving a child's life during a medical emergency. Respected, reliable, the kind of officer small towns depend on. He and Paulina had been together for nearly a year. To friends and family, they seemed happy. Weekend trips, dinners out, social media posts full of smiles. But behind closed doors, cracks were forming. Friends later told investigators that Paulina had mentioned arguments, mostly about his drinking, his temper when he'd had too much. Nothing violent, but enough to make her uneasy. Still, she stayed. She believed in second chances. She believed in him. But on this night, everything fell apart.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, wow.
I just got here not too long ago, so I'm kind of coming into the back end of this whole thing, right? So bear with me, because I really don't know a whole lot, but first thing I want to tell you is I'm sorry for, what's going on. All right. And spell your last name for me.
B-O-I-L-E-A-U.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to execute these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights if I explain them to you?
I do.
All right. So, kind of, like I said, I was kind of coming into the back end of this. Tell me exactly what happened.
It was an accident. We were training.
What do you mean by that? You were training?
We were doing dry fire drills and cleaning the guns. I was so worried about her because she picked up a loaded gun. I unloaded her gun and I forgot mine had a magazine in it.
So you and her, and I'm sorry, what is her name?
Paulina Wright.
Paulina Wright?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you were dry firing, training with guns. What kind of guns were they?
Mine was my Daniel Defense, the rifle, or it's considered a pistol or whatever.
Okay.
And then
go ahead.
It's a 5.56 rifle.
5.56. Okay.
And then she picked up my 9mm pistol. Those were the two guns that were there.
Okay.
By the time they got home from dinner, it was nearly 10 p.m. Boilo turned on a football game. Paulina grabbed a drink from the fridge. And then, Boilo did something routine for him, but dangerous. He brought out his rifles. He told detectives they'd been dry firing their weapons, pulling the triggers on empty chambers as practice. Paulina was curious, he said. She wanted to learn how to handle firearms properly. So he showed her, step by step, how to disassemble, how to oil the parts, how to reassemble. According to Boilo, he thought both weapons were unloaded. He said he always kept them that way when off duty. But he was wrong. There was one round in the chamber. One shot, straight into Paulina's forehead. Boilo immediately called 911, his voice shaking, barely coherent. "I accidentally shot my girlfriend. Please hurry." By the time paramedics arrived, there was nothing they could do. Paulina was pronounced dead at the scene. And Leslie Boilo, the man who swore to protect and serve, was now the prime suspect in her death. A few hours later, Deputy Boilo sat alone in an interrogation room. The same kind of room where he'd once questioned suspects, where he'd watched people lie, deflect, and crumble under pressure. But tonight, he was on the other side of the table.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to execute these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights if I explain them to you?
I do.
All right.
He didn't hesitate to explain. In fact, he talked openly, almost too openly.
Tell me exactly what happened.
It was an accident. We were training.
What do you mean by that? You were training?
We were doing dry fire drills and cleaning the guns. I was so worried about her because she picked up a loaded gun. I unloaded her gun and I forgot mine had a magazine in it.
It was an accident. We were doing dry fire drills. I thought the gun was empty. I swear to God I thought it was empty. He described every detail. The dinner, the margaritas, the football game, the guns. He admitted he'd been drinking 3 margaritas at the restaurant, maybe a beer at home. He admitted he was careless, but he insisted over and over that it wasn't intentional.
Going back to when you guys were sitting at the table doing, the cleaning and the training and all of that other stuff, do you remember how many times you fired the gun?
Like the accidental discharge?
Yeah.
Once.
Just once?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know when I've been out to certain things, just the pure reaction of it, and then somebody pulls again,
As soon as I did it,
Detectives watched him closely. They'd been trained to spot deception, inconsistencies, signs of guilt. But Boilo's story never changed. He didn't lawyer up. He didn't stop talking. He answered every question. In interrogations, consistency can mean two things. Either the person is telling the truth, or they've rehearsed their story so well, they believe it themselves. Detectives needed to figure out which one this was. Then came the moment that changed everything.
So, what time did you guys start, doing this training?
I don't remember the time. We were cleaning and doing that for maybe an hour. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I don't expect you to know.
We were sitting at the table. We just got done with dinner. We went out, had dinner, came back. We were starting to watch the football game together, and we sat down. I just ordered all of that stuff that was on the table, the new stuff for cleaning and the mat and stuff. And she wanted me to show her how to do it. So we started doing it, and it just led into this.
Okay. So, was she pointing the gun at you? Were you pointing the gun at her? Kind of go through
just
that.
in a general direction,
Right.
which I know is wrong. We should not have been doing that. She was wrong.
But she told you that she wanted to learn how to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Obviously,
just-
I wasn't doing it properly because we were pointing the guns at each other, or in our, I wouldn't really say at each other, but in general directions, which, because we were sitting across from each other.
At the table, you're on one side, she's on the other?
Yeah.
And,
Where the green mat was is where I was.
Okay.
And she was across the table.
And so are you cleaning the guns, or are you teaching her how to,
Both.
To aim and stuff?
We started with the cleaning. She had the rifle first.
Okay.
After I got done putting it back together, she was messing with it while I was cleaning different parts of it. And we started to put it all back together. I forgot that I put the magazine back in it. And then she picked up the pistol that was loaded. And I was working because she started waving it around because she doesn't know.
Right.
I don't think she's ever shot a gun before.
Okay.
She's like, show me how to do it. I was like, well, first give it to me. Because I didn't want this to happen.
So originally she had the rifle. It was on, you had cleaned it, is that right?
It was in parts.
Right. You had disassembled it.
Yeah.
And you were cleaning it, or?
She was picking up different pieces of it. I was showing it to her. Stuff like that. Then I put it back together, and then she picked up the pistol.
Okay. And then
That's
when you put the rifle back together, you loaded the magazine into it?
Correct. I normally keep the magazine with it. I don't keep one in the chamber, but I keep the magazine with it.
Okay. And that was going to be my next question, because I don't know shit about guns. I don't even know what the hell a Daniel Defense gun is, to be honest with you.
Brand.
Okay. So, but when you put the magazine into it,
It wasn't loaded. Oh, well, there wasn't one in the chamber at first.
Right, because you had
Correct.
You disassembled it.
I was going to go put it up, but then we started doing our dry fire things.
So at some point you charged it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she has a 9mm.
Yeah.
And she's waving it around, but you clear it.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure hers was unloaded.
Okay. So
obviously I failed to do the same with mine.
Okay. But during that time where you guys are doing this training, this cleaning, the guns are being pointed at one another.
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I know better. That should not have been happening.
Right.
But.
Okay.
This is my fault. I can't believe she's gone.
So, did you guys eat anything when you guys got back home? Nothing like that?
I didn't. I don't think she did. We were full.
Right.
Did
you guys have anything to drink at dinner?
Yeah, we had margaritas. It's kind of our thing.
No, I get it. I mean, who doesn't like a good margarita, Was there anybody else at the house other than you two? Is that your house or hers?
My house.
Okay. And how long have you stayed there?
I bought it in 2019.
Okay. Right.
And she obviously stays there with me.
Sure. going back to when you guys were sitting at the table doing, the cleaning and the training and all that other stuff, do you remember how many times you fired the gun?
Like the accidental discharge?
Yeah.
Once.
Just once?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know when I've been out to certain things, just the pure reaction of it, and then somebody pulls again,
As soon as I did it, I
just dropped it and helped her.
don't remember if I unloaded it, like dropped the mag. I was in shock.
All right. No, I get it. And I don't expect you to know, like, super finite details right now. Okay. All right. Give me just a second. I'm going to be right out.
I called 911, so my phone should be right there. I have to go find it.
Okay. All right. Did you call off your personal phone or your agency?
Not my personal. I think it was right there, yeah.
Okay. All right. As soon as I get out to the house, I'll grab your phone and we'll start making whatever arrangements you need.
Am I going to jail?
I don't know, dude, to be honest with you.
I really didn't mean for this to happen.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
I don't know how this is going to work.
You and I have known each other for a long time. I mean, I'm not going to bullshit. But
Well, I didn't ask for a lawyer. I didn't. All you're asking for is a fucking accident. I didn't mean for this to happen.
I get it.
I'm never going to be able to. This is bad.
Let me,
I really want to take care of her cat.
yeah, we'll take care of it. I'll make sure that everything, as soon as I can get out there.
I can't stay there.
You just heard Boileau say, "I can't stay there," referring to his own house. And that's revealing. In his mind, this is still a conversation he can walk away from. He sees himself going home, figuring out where to stay for the night, maybe even sleeping in his own bed. But here's the reality. Detectives aren't thinking about his living arrangements. They're thinking about charges. In fact, this is a classic interrogation dynamic. Police don't always tell a suspect up front that they're not leaving. Why? Because the moment a suspect realizes they're going to jail, they often stop talking, ask for a lawyer, or shut down completely. By allowing him to believe freedom is still on the table, investigators keep him engaged, relaxed, and the conversation flowing.
Like I said, you don't need anything right this second. And as soon as the EO gets back, I'm just going to have them take pictures of it.
That's fine. Her vomits on me. It's her blood.
Yeah.
Oh, what I could have done.
Try to. Give me just a second, okay?
Detectives examined the scene. Paulina's body sat upright, the pistol resting on her lap. Boileau's rifle was on the table, pointing directly at where she'd been sitting. They tested both weapons, and the bullet that killed Paulina matched Boileau's rifle. Not her pistol, but his. When detectives confronted him with that, Boileau looked stunned, his voice barely a whisper. "I swear to God it was an accident." But his earlier story about both of them cleaning guns together didn't explain how a loaded round ended up in the chamber. Inside, officers whispered, "Doesn't match the trajectory." Even as he broke down, sobbing into his hands, Boileau spoke like a man expecting to go home. He asked to call his father, and he asked about his cat. He asked when he could leave. He still believed this was something he could explain away. While Boileau waited, investigators combed the scene. They photographed every angle, measured the distance from the table to the chair, documented the trajectory, logged every piece of evidence. The forensic analysis confirmed Boileau's timeline. There were no signs of a struggle, no evidence of foul play, no motive. But there was one undeniable fact. A law enforcement officer, trained in firearms safety, had handed a loaded weapon to an intoxicated, inexperienced person. And she died because of it. As evidence stacked up, detectives began to suspect recklessness, not malice. The rifles weren't cleared properly. He'd been drinking, and the round that killed Paulina came from his weapon, one he claimed he thought was empty. It wasn't murder, but it wasn't an accident either. It was a reckless act that ended a young woman's life. Then came the turning point.
So we're gonna take pictures of you. I gotta get your clothes. This is what we got, right?
I'm just gonna do some overalls, and then I'm gonna need you to do your, front and back hands things. I'll tell you as I go. For right now, we're gonna start this way.
The detective placed a folded orange uniform on the table. The same uniform Boileau had seen 100 times before on people he'd arrested. "You're going to be arrested for manslaughter," the detective said. Boileau didn't argue, didn't resist. He just went quiet. In that silence, the reality settled in. The life he'd built, the badge he'd earned, the woman he loved, all gone. He was fingerprinted, photographed, and booked into the Marion County jail, the same jail where he once worked, where former colleagues now walked past his cell.
Here's the deal. All right.
Are you gonna keep the blanket in and the woman?
I don't even know where that came from.
One of the patrol guys gave it to me because it was so cold in here.
I got you. You're gonna be arrested for manslaughter. Okay.
I figured out.
So a couple other things have to happen. A couple of the guys from the SO are coming up this way. I don't know who, but
I can imagine.
to talk to you about stuff, I suppose. So they should be here shortly, from what I've been told. And then we're doing everything we can on our end for how it proceeds, further on down the road. All right. You have any questions for me?
Is there, if I send my dad to my house, is it still locked down, crime scene and everything?
We still have people there. So the way that I understand it and kind of what we've agreed upon at this point is when we are done, we're securing the house with keys. We're bringing keys here.
Okay.
Between however you want to handle that, as far as how keys get to wherever they go for the purposes of your house, is completely up to you. But but when we're done, we're just going to lock it up. And we're going to secure everything. Okay.
Can I take my phone to the jail with me, or are y'all keeping it?
I don't think I'm taking your phone.
Okay.
So your phone is going to be at the house. So whoever you give permission to.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Whoever you give permission to, that's where the phone's going to be.
Well, my parents can get in and out of my house as this without keys. Right now.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get that officer in here real quick, and we'll try and call your pops one time.
A grand jury indicted Leslie Dale Boileau for manslaughter by culpable negligence. He was fired from the Marion County Sheriff's Office within days. In a statement, the department said, "We are deeply saddened by this tragic incident. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family and all those affected." Boileau was released on a $30,000 bond. His trial is scheduled for September 18th, 2025. If convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison. If acquitted, he walks free. But his life will never be the same. Paulina Wright was only 25 years old. She had a future waiting for her, a new job, a new home, a new chapter. And in a single moment of carelessness, all of it vanished. Her family released a statement. Paulina was lighthearted, loyal, and full of plans. She deserved more than a life cut short by someone who should have known better. Leslie Boileau spent years protecting others, but one careless moment destroyed everything: his career, his freedom, and the woman he claimed to love. When a cop becomes the suspect, the line between hero and criminal disappears fast. In the end, 2 lives were destroyed that night. Paulina's forever, and Leslie Boileau's in every way that counts. So the question remains, was this truly an accident or a reckless act that can never be forgiven? Should a trained law enforcement officer be held to a higher standard? Let us know your thoughts below.